I spontaneously decided to drive 600 miles to my first anime convention, and I plan to share that entire experience with you here. But first, if you want to know why a normie like myself would go spend a weekend with a bunch of weebs on such a whim, well, here's a video describing all the reasons that I decided to make the trip on such a whim. With that being said, here is almost everybody that I met at Anime New Mexico and some of the unique stories that we shared together.
The moment I entered the convention, I felt compelled to take on a character. Everyone else was cosplaying as a character, so why couldn't I? But the only character I knew was that of a noob with no knowledge of this space. I was overwhelmed at first, not knowing where to start, until I heard a voice say, "Hey, would you like to hit someone with a sword?" I turned to see this burly warrior who goes by the name Antares, or better known as Half-Star from the Halcyon Knights. After some chatting, he gave me a 3-step plan. Number 1, wander and get a lay of the land. Number 2, go to a panel and be entertained. That's what our ticket pays for. And number 3, swing a sword. So I ventured over to the merchandise area, and the first booth that I come upon are Anthony Wayne's shoes. My eyes were drawn to these anime and Gundam-inspired sneakers, and I had to ask, do you carry my size? I quickly learned that even anime cons do not carry my size shoe. But thanks for showing me them anyways, Tony. So I browsed some more until I came upon the Fantastic Fanatic. And what a drawing machine you are. I'm talking catalogs upon catalogs of art, fan art, crossover characters that you conjured up in your brain, like War Turtle as Captain America, or my favorite, which happened to be my first purchase, your rendition of the Flying Pika Cape, which just caught my eye and I had to have it. I mean, just looking at him, doesn't he seem so happy to be flying? So thanks, Jesse, for being my first purchase at an anime convention. Not long after spending a few shillings, I was halted by a soldier speaking in German. He came to collect my taxes, but I thwarted his advances by unraveling my own demands, also in Deutsch. Two can play at that game, my friend. I could read the surprise on his mask-covered face, and debts were forgiven. Not a minute after getting out of that jam, I'm sensed by the one they call the Headless Rider. Only instead of taxes, Celti had come for my soul. But I got away. And not long after getting away, I see this cosplayer flying, floating, or levitating, and I was just mesmerized. Those wings actually made her fly. Then it was time to head to the cosplay contest, which was unlike anything I've ever seen. A barrage of vibrant and varying costumes. I mean, what a display of creativity and skill and precision and expression and fandom. I mean, I watched obliviously, not recognizing but a couple of characters. Robert, to my left, this gentleman in the picture, patiently answered my every pester to remind me, hey, who is that again? And if he didn't know, then his wife, Jessie, surely did. And with their newborn baby at his chest, Robert howled his cheers whenever he saw a character he loved, and I joined along. That baby boy in Robert's hands has quite the head start on me, and I bet my bankroll he grows to love this place with his parents, as I know that I am. And it's only fitting that I end up back where I began, seeking the wisdom of my friend Half-Star, although this time with a 101 on LARPing. Thanks again, Half-Star, for being the sage guide I needed at a time when I needed it most.
I want to send a huge and warm thank you to everybody at Anime New Mexico who made me feel warm and welcomed and took the time to engage with me and answer some of my silly questions or even participate in some of my silly creative shenanigans. Sincerely, I thank you. I think you rounded out some of my rough edges and showed me something that I didn't know I was going to enjoy. And as my good friend or new friend Kento Nanami would say, it's the accumulation of all those little despairs that makes a person an adult. And I can honestly say that, the experience at Anime New Mexico did shape me into a better adult without losing that childhood spirit that loves animation.